Hello. Okay, sorry, I was just testing my mic there. I meant to do that before I hit start recording. But anyway, um, another copyright strike on one of my videos. I need to start muting them before I put them up. So first things first, or not first things first. One thing I was recognizing today is, let me bring this over here. So I messaged you on Instagram about this just because I was like stoked and by myself, and no one else in the gym was there to like notice me, but or not notice me, but like notice or like talk to about this, except my spotter who really kind of didn't care. But check this out. 371. I know that like it doesn't really mean much, at least to in the grand scheme of things, and I'm not letting it get to my head. But in the moment I did let it get to my head, and I looked this up and checked this shit out. So this is the weight class I'm currently. This is USPA. I don't know how elitist you are with your beliefs in powerlifting orgs, but check it out. But then even check it out closer to that 220. I can lose some weight. I'll stop eating like a Neanderthal and drinking beer to get a state record. But that's ways away. I need to focus on the meat at hand. And that being said, let's get into it. So, sorry about that. I was really hyped. So for my RPE single, I was like pretty easy, honestly. Or for my triple, it was pretty easy. I definitely could have done at least, somewhere over 400. I want to talk about something else that my body's been feeling later. The supplementary sets, or like the volume sets, I had some problems, but they were whatever. Same shit. Mental RP 100. I feel like I get some bounce out of my hamstrings that really carry me on the higher reps. Bar rolls down back, just from getting I don't know if lazy or fatigued. I don't know, but yeah. And then my 3-2-1 soft bench, which I'm going to wait and draw out this sentence until this next rep is over and I'm done squatting past the watermark. I need to start sending you videos for depth. All right, so bench, the fifth rep is somehow a bitch. Like reps 1 through 4 are like easy peasy, living breezy. I'm like throwing that shit up, and then like rep 5 is always a fucking struggle. Yeah, that's about it for bench right now. And Australian squats, so 3 count. I noted that I felt the pause more in my hips than on my quads. And I felt it a little in my knees, which I know is like an indicator that I need to be more on my, or no, not more in my knees. I think it was like hips, quads, then knees for where I felt it. Why the hell are all these videos upside down? So I'm pretty sure I'm hitting depth. I'm sorry about this. Is there a way I can flip this shit? 1 second. Control Alt press down. Alright, it doesn't do that. Never mind. Well, some of these aren't 3. And then I said the bar felt kind of easy. But I said the bar felt kind of easy, but it's like it takes so much energy. I'm just gonna let it run. A lot of squatting videos, just cause it's a lot of fucking volume, honestly. Oh. I talked to you about this in an email. I'm just talking about some bullshit in this note. Um, I talked to you about whether or not I feel like I'm pushing myself enough, and I think these sets were when I felt it. Whether or not I'm pushing myself enough on like my comp stuff. Um, do you have any given like range you think I should be doing some of these things in? Because sometimes I just pick a weight that I'm like, yeah, this is like a good weight, and I can usually do more sometimes. Um, yeah, I want to know what your thoughts are. Maybe just like I don't know if you give me your range or something you think I should be able to do. Like doesn't matter how big it is, just like a guesstimate. I've been using the RPE to percentage calculator. Um, but yeah. Also, never mind. I was gonna say the notes that you give me, I want to find a way to incorporate onto the spreadsheet because I read the spreadsheet a lot when I'm training. I've been doing static holds on the last rep of my deadlifts. I want to talk a lot about deadlifts. Um, yeah, I'm getting fairly upright, but my hips are getting blasted, is what I said. It feels a lot better on my back, and I feel like a lot better extension and stuff like that. But my hip gets so much fucking use. Like my hip right now, because I had pause deadlifts today. My hip hurts, like not like hurts, but like it feels use. So I'm thinking I am doing something wrong. I feel like I'm more so when I deadlift using like my knee and hip joints to get the weight up than sorry, my dog's getting into my food. My hip and my joint or my hip joint, my knee joint to like get the weight up, and it's kind of fucking with me a little bit, and it's preventing me from lifting more, or at least I think it is. So I need to like go back to the drawing board on on what I need to do for deadlift because I'm kind of hitting a wall. Like see, I'm pulling my hips real close in, and it's like I think you said this before. I need to finish my knees before I go with my hips. Finish pushing with my knees and lock them. This is why I need to put your comments on the spreadsheet. Um, but like these felt good. It's just like my hip gets like usage out of it, and it's really really not fun. I don't know what other word to. It's not like painful. It's just like I definitely feel like usage. Um, the only thing I really changed is like pulling my back, pulling my back more into extension, and like that pushes my hips farther in. I feel like a lot of the weights, especially the lighter weights, I'm just moving with my hips like the entire lift, and then I'm not pulling enough leg drive. And I think it's just something I'm going to need to be more conscious about and maybe take lighter weights. But once again, you're the person who knows what they're talking about, and all I really do is just come and be like, "Here's my problems." But that's what I'm supposed to be doing. I just want to know what you think I should do to start altering my deadlift so I don't create a problem with my hip. Because if I create a problem with my hip, then it draws over to my squat, and I don't want to hurt my squat. Because my squat's been going really, really good. I feel really confident about my squat. For example, yesterday I hit three. I think this is my 370 set. Yeah, this is my second set. My 370. My 370 squat went really, really good here. The first set I was like, this is real easy. I ended up jumping to 370 off of it, and that's where we're at in this one. Um, Yeah, I'm just gonna let the squat speak for itself. Yeah. Oh yeah, I didn't trim a lot of the shit out. I'm sorry. One sec. I unracked it and I didn't know if it was the right weight. I didn't know if I put uneven weights on each side. Racking it on my back to Friday was a little difficult. Is there should I be squeezing my glutes at the top to be able to pull more air into my core? I remember you sent me a video on breathing and bracing, but I don't remember if you said that I need to relax my hips to breathe in better or like squeeze my glutes to breathe in better. Um, yeah, I'm just gonna let you answer that. There's no reason to keep talking about it. So this is like a set or two. Wait, oh yeah, this is today. This is like a set or two after I did 315 today. So I'm gonna talk really quickly about my previous day. So the 3 count pause bench. I felt like I was resting too much on my joints, so I got a lot of usage of my lats on the following sets. And then my grip on set 2 of that day was really, really, really wide. I was real wide out there. I was putting like index finger on the ring. It didn't feel that bad though. But I'm keeping my normal grip. I'm not trying to widen it anymore right now. Just playing around. So this is 265 for those comp bench fours today. I accidentally racked it before I hit 4, so I unracked it again because do it right or don't do it. Um, and then yeah, see, there it is. My only notes for today's bench were I kind of like used my elbow a little bit too much yesterday or Friday when I was squatting, so it kind of like it didn't flare up. It's just one of those things that like I need to be a little conscious about. Warm my elbows a little better. Holy shit! I rotated it the other way. God damn it! This is the one I actually wanted you to watch. Um, one sec. All right. Okay, there we go. Oh Jesus. So here is my pause squats. I moved my feet a little in on this set to shit. Where is it? Here we go. So I moved my feet a little in to stop using my hip as much and get a little more leg drive. It kind of helped. I don't think I'm reaching I don't think I'm hinging to use my legs well enough. I don't want to keep it in landscape, but yeah, like my hip was starting to give me problems after the the set or not the set this exercise. Um but all in all it was pretty decent. Um I kind of just want to hear what you have to say about it, what you think I should do. Um I took 365 as my 1 count. Um it wasn't deadlift wasn't moving as well as bench did today. Bench just like fucking flew. I loved doing bench. Bench is like my favorite of the three, obviously. But deadlift's been moving okay. Like I feel like I'm kind of stagnating, and I need to adjust or do better at some things in order to deadlift better. Um, yeah, I noted here that my hips are my first fatigue point. That's like the first thing that starts to get problematic, and it feels a lot better when I like stretch. Like I stretched out my hips a bunch before I deadlifted today. I've been doing the couch stretch whenever my hips give me a little bit too much or give me a little bit of problems. But I think it might be that I'm like using the joint instead of like my hip muscles. I don't know. It feels like a real dull, not quite bruise, but like kind of in that area of like sensation in my hip flexor area. Um yeah, that's about it. Freaked out about bench because my bench is going real good. Even though this estimated roll one max is probably just inflating my ego and the weight. But I'm feeling pretty good about training this week. Meal prepping as we speak. Um yeah, really curious to hear what you gotta say about this stuff. And this is me ending the video because I can't figure out a way to stop it otherwise.